that was Bang Pong. But that was the camp where I heard that the war was over.
That must have felt good to hear that, eh?
Oh, it's unbelievable. But we knew that the airplanes were coming more and more, the Allies, on the way to Bangkok, and we could hear the bombs all the time going off. And the funny part was in that camp, there was a bamboo fence, like something like that here from bamboo. And when outside there was a Siamese guy, he was herding cattle there. You see? And if we stole something, whatever it was, bottles, you could, everything, all what we did was you throw it over the fence. And we called the man Charlie, we had never seen him. And Charlie at night also a bamboo, and he'd throw back a bamboo with the money in. So whatever we had to steal, you just all what you did, you just over the fence.
And he would pick it up and pay it for it. Eh?
And he picked up and he paid. And then at the end of the war, we know that the end was coming. Then one day there came a piece of paper over the fence, and it was a chunk piece, and so a radio, a tower, radio San Francisco, the war is over. Was on. And he threw that over the fence, but we didn't believe it, and then we all gathered the money we had together, and we threw it over in a bamboo on a piece of paper, like, can we have a newspaper? And that was about 60 kilometers from Bangkok. And my God, the next day, there came a bamboo over the fence, and there was the Bangkok Chronicle. That was some little paper in English. And there it was, Japanese surrendered.
And you were still in camp?
Yeah, oh yeah. And the Japanese themselves, they didn't know anything. The Japanese, and life went on for about 4 days. And the Japanese soldiers, he had never a newspaper, radio, or anything, nothing.
So,
No, that's right.
who finally liberated you, or when did they?
No, and then on one morning, every morning we had to go, before we went to work, on the parade ground, and then the Japanese came and he said, the war is over, we're all friends now.
Oh yeah, sure.
You see, and that, he never said that he lost the war, but we know right away he had lost the war.
Yeah.
And
You know that I was carrying Japanese,
Yeah.
carrying on my back.
Yeah.
Japanese soldiers coming back from the front.
Like wounded ones?
Wounded, yes,
wounded.
on my back.
On your back? They didn't even have stretchers, eh?
No, they didn't. The Japanese, they didn't have.
That's a poor army, that's a poor.
They didn't care. They didn't care for human life whatsoever.
So you were saying in your camp that when the Americans came, they hung the commander or something, eh?
Oh, that the highest Japanese in Southeast Asia, they hung them right
Yeah.
there.
That was later on.
Yeah,
The war
yeah.
criminals.
When
They hung them in
yeah, but this fellow, war criminal or not, he was the highest Japanese general in charge of Southeast Asia, also in charge of the railroad, eh? And they didn't hesitate 1 second. They said, they told us themselves, we hung them, right? Bingo, without questions asked. Just
But the Japanese self, the soldiers, they were kept so dumb they didn't know anything.
no.
Was there a lot of bad ones in the bunch?
It was very seldom
Koreans.
a
Is that right?
good one. Never a good one. The only one I met, and you did have the same experience, when I stole a pair of shoes, and he saw it, and he warned me. He said, watch out for the others. And he told us he was a communist. He said,
Is that right? Eh?
yeah, he was. That guy what I told you when we threw the stuff over the fence, and he threw the money back, you see, in that last camp. When we got that paper from Bangkok, Japanese surrender. And then is the funny part, we had English teachers, and there were still two British, and everybody studied the word surrender. If it could have been another meaning. What? You see,
You couldn't believe it, eh?
no, he couldn't believe it. But it was over when the Japanese came and he said, the war is over, we're all friends. And then there was a doctor, a Dutch doctor, was in charge of the camp, and he ordered the Japanese right away out, not to come in without his permission.
He ordered them right out of the camp.
Yeah, out of that camp. It was a little camp. And at night, that Charlie came, but we called him Charlie, the guy on the other side of the fence. Bottles of whatever we had, shoes, you throw it over, and he threw the money in. And Charlie came at night, and he had wine and stuff to eat with it, and we had a party in the camp. We didn't know Charlie, but we called him Charlie.
And how was the meeting with Charlie then?
Oh,
was it interesting?
Oh, it was a great party.
Oh, I bet it was.
We had a great party.